Making spaces a reality with M80 Systems.
Half a day, everyone. We are so excited. We are here at the Manelu office space and we are excited to talk with them, showcase their wonderful, inspirational office, so full of color. We were working with them for a couple months to make this space a reality, and so we're excited to showcase what they do here in Guam. They're a great organization, really involved within the community, and today with us, not only do you have me, Jessica from M80, but also Anthony, who's our business development manager at M80, but I would love to introduce you to the executive director of Manelu, Sam Taitano. She's going to take us through her wonderful operations and how much of this space they utilize and what they utilize it for. So, Sam, thanks for having us today.
Yes, thank you so much for working with us to make our office dreams really come true.
Well, I guess before we go on and talk about your great inspirational space, tell us a little bit about what Manelu is, what you guys do, and what your mission is.
Okay, so we are Manelu. We are formerly Big Brothers Big Sisters of Guam. So we were founded on a youth mentoring program. We were founded in about 2002, so we've been here for about 20 years now, but through those 20 years, we've really expanded our programs, and that's why in 2018 we transitioned to Manelu, which means brotherhood and sisterhood in Chamorro. And so that's really what we're trying to develop within the community through the different programs that we do have. Our mission is to empower and educate both youth and families towards success to change their lives for the better. And we do a host of things. Like I said, we were founded on a youth mentoring program, so we still maintain that youth mentoring program. But we've realized over the years that there's a lot more support that the community could use, especially families. Unfortunately, we don't have enough mentors here on island to really match each of the kids one-to-one. So we really started to do a lot of youth programs within the community. We go to some of the public housing areas on a weekly basis and conduct a lot of different activities from workshops, arts and crafts, sports. We do also kind of like enrichment activities to help people prepare to enter the workforce. And just a rotation of different things that we have going on at those sites. And then here in our Tamuning office, we also have the Micronesian Resource Center One-Stop Shop. And they provide informational and educational resources to our brothers and sisters who are coming here from the freely associated states as they get settled here on Guam and perhaps on their way to move beyond that. And so the different things that we do, there's so many different things that we do, and as you kind of like look at the space, I can kind of share more about the different projects that we have, but as we kind of like go through everything, you'll really see that it's all about empowering our community to really make those changes for themselves.
No, and you know, in a small island like ourselves, that's truly important. You know, the community needs to continue to be built. To have organizations like yourself who offer these, you know, is great. And so, you know, you talked about so much things that you guys do throughout the year. We've seen you, we've been at your different events and different activities. I love when we can bring our kids and let them be a part of it as well. But all of that takes a lot of planning. Right? It takes a lot of how are we going to do it, where are we going to do it, who are the mentors we're going to send out. And so you really need a conducive office space to be able to ensure that you guys are planning it well, so you're executing it well and you're really giving the proper guidance or resources to the community and to your members. So we're so excited to kind of go through all the different offices. I know you have a lot of different spaces. Does this all look familiar?
It does. When I saw these large printouts, I just remember the time that we really spent to customize everything, and we like looked at all of these different swatches and everything. You know, it's very familiar because I get to see it every day now.
And you know, I think one thing, and as we go through the space, one thing we're going to really recognize is as you look at your organization, it's all about empowering and inspiring. And you work with youths, you work with young adults, you work with families. But I think when you looked at it and you and Carla were planning out the space, it came down to, okay, these are the right desk sizes, this is the right panel station heights. But then the fun part of any type of office, I always say, is when you get to pick out all the colors.
Yes, that was, so yes, you're right. Like definitely it was like, okay, like what's gonna fit here? But then the fun part was really in the color selection. As you said, we're an empowering and inspiring organization, and we're just very colorful and diverse when it comes to our team and the different programs that we're putting out. And so I really wanted to make sure that that was reflected sort of in our space, right? We're helping people who might be going through some challenges. We wanted it to be welcoming for them.
Well, and that's very important. So just from what your mission statement is to what you guys do, down to the office that you guys are in and the workspace you are, it really encompasses that inspirational, empowering, atmosphere that you want to bring. So let's go take a look at what your team does, and let's introduce what magic happens in this office space.
Yes, let's do it.
So tell us a little bit about what your inspiration was for this space, if any.
Yes, so for this space, this is primarily where the Micronesian Resource Center, One-Stop Shop, sees a lot of their clients. And so as you can kind of see from their logo in the back, we already were embracing a lot of different colors. We're a very fun and diverse organization. And so really I kind of selected some of the different colors that were within sort of our brand already, and it was important for us to really make this front space feel welcoming to people, and then of course kind of with these taller ones also to feel like they have some privacy when they're working with the caseworkers.
Right, absolutely. And one of the things I love about coming into your space is kind of taking notice of the setup that you chose for your team. I think you chose a setup that is something that they can use that is efficient, but also is comfortable for them. And one of the things that I love is you pick selections that is very ergonomic friendly. You may not notice looking straight in, but off the bat, these different cubicle setups, they each have height adjustable bases. Like Sam said, we feature our different color schemes. So from our mandarin to our lawn to our turquoise, all that vibrant appeal that is everything Manelu. And I think it's everything that is your team, right? So I really love the fact that you have such a dynamic setup here. We have also our convergence chairs that are inside each cubicle, which is a very good ergonomic chair unit. It's something that we can utilize that creates some comfort and support for your team, and yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, the sit-to-stand desks were really important to us because we do have, when we're in the office all day. And so just being able to allow people to kind of stretch their legs out, and then also having the arm on for the monitor was really important as well with the sit-to-stand. So.
And I think I want to point out, you did say you wanted this space to be welcoming, so we do have your, I'm going to just call it your reception counter.
Yeah.
This too has a very colorful setup too. This is our black cherry color with our point fabric. And then one thing that we incorporated here is this straight countertop here. Right, so it's stuff that it helps you guys in terms of displaying the necessary information and brochures, and just provides a welcoming point for your clients as well.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, thank you for showing us the first section of an incredible office and building setup. Let's take a look at the next spaces.
Okay, let's go.
So Sam, here we are in our next office space, and if our viewers haven't gotten it by now, you can clearly see that there's such a fun, vibrant color scheme going on. You saw it from our check-in, our front office area. Now we're transporting into our youth impact room, correct?
Yes.
Yes, so you can see that vibrance and that fun vibe that Manelu is, Sam really kind of planned it really well to kind of transpire throughout the whole building. So Sam, just tell us a little bit about the Youth Impact section. What goes on here for your workers?
Yeah, so Youth Impact is one of our programs that provides prevention education at the elementary school level. And so they're primarily kind of in and out of this office, doing classes at the schools, visiting some of our community sides. And so of course we wanted to continue on with these colors. So these are kind of the same colors that you'll see in the outside, but we also wanted to make sure that we gave them a big enough space to kind of conduct their work and be able to prepare for their classes. But because they really are in and out of the office very so often, we wanted to, also make sure that it was a minimal space so they didn't feel like, oh, there's so much desk space and I'm not even here. So we wanted to really utilize the space as to like what we needed it to be. So,
and I absolutely love that you took that thought into consideration, just kind of thinking about all angles about what type of space your worker needs, right? Not just in general for Manelu as an organization, but it's almost like you kind of profiled every individual or every department and figured out, okay, these are the different touch points, these are the different support that my team is going to need, and they're set up in order to do their job efficiently. I like that you mentioned you wanted to give them a large enough space to where they're allowed to navigate, do what it is that they need to do, but it isn't too large to the point where managing it becomes too much because they're in and out. So I do want to point out that you're also going to see a lot of this convergence unit throughout the office. One of the best selling chairs that we do have and offer through Han, again, just kind of running through, we have that nice mesh back that creates that nice comfortable support. Our cushion seat here with that waterfall effect that really provides that nice ergonomic support for your legs. So I really love how you took this into consideration and decided, hey, it's not just going to be one or two people that's going to get it, it's going to be everybody in the office, because like you said, especially with a department called Youth Impact, I'm sure they're very dynamic, they're very much on the go, so it's nice to come back to a space that you love to be in, and also just kind of relax and enjoy the features of it and continue just to do great work throughout the program and for the community as well.
Yeah, and I definitely agree that sort of like the color, the color just kind of brings that like vibrance into the workday. So.
Right. And speaking of vibrance, I see that you guys have a lot of ongoing projects going on in the space. Looking at those ornaments there, I think there's a signature event coming up for Manelu.
Yes, there is. So our signature event, Breakfast with Santa, we're still doing the Christmas boxes this year, but it's coming up. And so one of the things that we really like to do with all of the kids that are a part of our programs is just really have them kind of create some sort of like Christmas ornament or something that we can attach to the boxes or provide in the boxes to kind of really show their appreciation for people to participate in our fundraisers and just thank them and really show that their contribution is really making an impact.
Well, I can speak from personal experience. I think the event that you guys have, it's great. It does go a long way for the holiday season and just the impact that it has on the community. So, we're looking forward to this year's event. We're looking forward to continue supporting it. And of course, beyond this year, our support is always there for you guys. But this organization is a pretty big one. And I know we have other spaces to cover. So what do you say we go to the next space?
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So Sam, I'm a little bit nosy, that I passed by a box and I'm like, ooh, what's this? It's so colorful. And I'm so excited because you were telling me these are some programs that you do in the various elementary schools. Tell us a little bit about what you use these things for. I think it's very inspiring.
Yes, so a part of our program, so we always do short little classes with the kids, and the prevention program really kind of goes over a bunch of different things, but these are just some of the little incentives that we provide kids that kind of reinforce the different classes that we're doing. So like the little piggy banks, we're kind of talking about financial literacy, and then we have all of these like really nice little inspirational things. We also have like jump ropes and all kinds of things that kind of tie into each of the different lessons that we conduct. So they're little things that they can take home, and they really do kind of reinforce what we're teaching them.
Nice. And I think we were talking earlier, you do something special in our village, or my village. Tell us a little bit about, you guys did a mural?
Yes, so we have a nice little Jonya sign up in here, but yes, at the public housing area in Jonya, we ran a program called Art in the Ville, and part of that program there was street art. We had partnered with Opaque to do that, and so they had come out to the village and taught the kids over several weeks how to kind of like spray paint and drawing and different things like that, and then the end result was that they had created a mural, and it's right on the main road as you are going to enter into M81.
absolutely beautiful. You know, what great work. I think it's very important that the community continues to know what you guys do so that we can continue to support your organization and really continue to support the community.
Okay, so Sam, tell us about this space now.
Okay, so first I want to introduce you to our project director, Mr. Joel Setek. He's the project director for the Micronesian Research Center, one-stop shop.
Perfect. So you have a wonderful office. I love it. This is actually our Consinity line, really nice executive desking, but the great thing about it is it's a nice open space. It allows a lot of room for you to work. And of course, you have some height adjustable tables.
Yes.
So do you use this?
Yes, all
Yes?
the time.
How
When my
wonderful.
back hurts, I'll just stand over this. Yeah.
Great. But no, I mean, I have one at my office as well, and we love it. Every now and then I'll have coffee in the morning, get to work, same thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Which ones?
Well, yeah, the coffee ones are like up still more, so
So it can go way up.
you wait up,
If
you
you're a
know.
basketball player.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this is what I was saying is every time I come into Joel's office, I'm like, eye level.
Oh yeah,
Just-
he's like, wait, I need to know more.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love this because it really is fit for you, right? You can go up, you can go high. I know Sam kind of mocks an office like your setup as well. So she can be in her office and we'll be a little bit lower and he'll be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But no, I'm glad that you love your space. But yeah, this is one of our flagship lines from Han. It's called Consinity. But I love the color pattern you guys chose as well. You guys did a pinnacle with a nice white laminate top to kind of give some contrast. And it really opened up the space. So what a beautiful office.
Yes,
Can I
thank
come
you.
work here?
Yes, please.
Okay, done. I'm turning in tomorrow. I'm coming in tomorrow. Great. Well, let's check out the next space. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you for coming.
All right, so Sam, I believe we are in your admin and outreach division of your office. One of the things that I took notice of, and we kind of talked about the Consinity line in the executive director's office and your project director's office, but I love how you took that design and you kind of incorporated it for your admin team. You can see here that we have our Consinity overhead storage, which is that nice little prop up against the wall. It's nothing too bulky, it's very sleek in design, but yet it's still adequate for storage space. And then we also kind of incorporated our height adjustable bases out here with a very sleek looking designer white laminate, which I absolutely love. And I have a desk with that exact same laminate and I think it's just so pretty. Tell us a little bit about this space, what it is that kind of inspired you to kind of take this design and allow your admin team to kind of utilize it for the future.
Yeah, so our admin are, again, some of the people who are in the office all the time. And so you'll notice people who are primarily office-based, we wanted to really ensure that they have the sit to stand and that they have an adequate amount of space to actually do the work that they need to. Also the white, I agree, when we were looking at the different tops, we were like, oh, we weren't sure like which color, if we wanted to like match, but we were like, oh, the white kind of creates like a space where it's easier to kind of just like see everything. And like you had mentioned, it really kind of opens things up as well.
It does. And speaking of open spaces, again, you kind of just took that single arm monitor use and you also adapted it into this space setup. One of the things Jessica and I love about monitor arms is that it's not only is it efficient in terms of saving spaces, but just adjusting, right? I'm sure your staff love it where they can adjust the screen high, take it down a little lower, push it out if it's too close, or bring it closer when they can't really see something. So do you think, is that something that the staff has given you feedback about how much they love it? Because I'm sure they transitioned from traditional bases to monitor arms now, right?
Yes, actually I will be sharing the photos with you of what the office kind of looked like before this, and definitely the having the sit to stand and having the monitor arm has been a huge upgrade, and just, you know, like you said, kind of making things a little bit more efficient and easier, especially like when we're working with each other, we need to show each other something, being able to adjust it to easily show somebody the monitor without them having to like run around the corner has really been helpful.
And one of the other things I wanted to point out, and we'll probably get a closer shot of it, is the units that you have here, as well as in your office space, we also have something called a modesty panel. So we talked about a lot of openness, but we did want to be conscious about, you know, putting closures where closures need to be. And so that floating modesty panel comes down just enough to give you that nice little privacy and that breakaway, but still kind of keeps the space open for you and your team. So that's something that we love.
And so we are both in a dual area, right? This
Yeah.
is a nice open concept. You have not only the admin team, but we have it. They're magic in the making, right? They're all doing what they need, but they also have their own workstations as outreach. And this is back to back. So you have 4 here, then you have 4 on the other side.
Yes.
Tell us what happens here on this end.
Yeah, so we have several projects that actually work throughout here, but all of the projects that are kind of in this area have a big outreach aspect. And so again, sort of similar to Youth Impact, it was important that we make sure that they have a place to do their work, store all of the things that they need to. But again, it's not too big of a space that that they need to manage, and it kind of just again efficiently uses the space that we have here in the office.
No, and you have a nice big team in here. I think
yeah.
there's 8, 9, 10?
Yeah, there's 10 people in this room.
Wow, what a great organization, total for what you guys do for the island of Guam. We want to thank you for everything that you guys do in the community, for your team members, and for everyone who's part of Manelu. Throughout the year, you guys do events and fundraisers and outreach programs, and for the community that's really needed. I think it's going to continue to empower and inspire our youth. And we're very impressed about your organization, and keep up the good work. And thank you for allowing us to be here and working with you to make all your spaces a reality.
Yes, thank you so much. Truly, we couldn't be happier with the space that we have here. Like I said, from like the sit-to-stand desk to the arms, and just being able to really create like a custom space for everybody. It was such a great experience, and working with you guys to really bring in like the flares of colors and the considerations of white tabletop to like a wood finish. You guys were great with working with us with everything. So thank you guys.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Sam.
So thank you guys, everyone, and thank you for being with us and making spaces reality.
Making spaces a reality with M80 Systems.